And good afternoon to those who are live and those who are watching as a video. Welcome to Yoga Time with Doreen Foxwell of the Children's School of Yoga, creator of the Children's School of Yoga. And I believe we're going to do something for the Gemini season, kind of maybe get our alignments towards the summer vibe and stuff of that nature, maybe.
Yes, we are. We have lots of air energy right now with us starting Gemini season and the Gemini new moon in another day or two. So I thought it would be perfect to do a little bit of yoga based on that. And we'll go from there. Yeah. So,
Okay, and hi, Millie. I'm going to disappear and do yoga with you all.
oh, great. Okay, Adam, thank you. And then whoever's on, I cannot see the posts. I don't think I see them. Maybe I see them when
Oh,
you.
right. We have Josh and Millie are on live right now. Hey, Josh, we just
Yay.
talking about you because you're going to be coming on the Medium channel for another interview on Wednesday, and we're all anticipating like what new things that you've been up to because we see that you're going through some progressions and some changes. So that's going to be interesting. And Chloe's on. All right, people are finding us, so I'm going to disappear, but I'll be doing yoga behind the scenes with you.
Okay, that sounds beautiful. Thank you, Adam. Namaste, everybody. Happy Memorial Day weekend. If you are honoring those that have served, those that we've lost, I'm in an area that is all military here, right outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina. We have the largest military base in the USA. So they had a beautiful display of one boot with flags in it to represent all those that have lost lives in the past year or two. Very nice. But anyway, we are not going to be doing our yoga today based on Memorial Day. We're actually doing it based on Gemini energy. And Gemini, if you're not familiar with it, Gemini is the first air sign of the zodiac, the new zodiac, new year. So we have already been through a fire sign, that was Aries, an earth sign, that was Taurus, and now we are in an air sign. For those of you that love to talk, this is your month to talk. Air signs are very chatty. That's what I could say about air signs. And they're very good at speaking. They're very well versed. They use sometimes very big words. Their thought processes are very fast. The one thing with the air signs and with that type of a mind, there's an affirmation that goes with Geminis, and it actually is, I think. So this whole class that we'll do today, if you can just be doing the mantra to yourself, I think, or if you want to use a different word, maybe a bigger word than I use. I talk to kids all day, every day almost, but I think that is your affirmation or your mantra for Gemini and Gemini season. And here comes that Gemini new moon in another day or two. Gemini is also known as the twin of the zodiac and stuff. And so it's funny, most of the zodiac are animals, but not Gemini. Gemini is known as the twins. And so in the twins, it makes me think of that little angel that used to sit on one shoulder and that little devil that used to sit on the other shoulder. I'm trying to think of that show that it used to be. Maybe one of you knows, you can put it in the chat, but it was years ago. And the little angel or the little devil would be speaking to the actor or person and telling them what to do. Gemini, their thought process kind of like that. Like, should I say it? Should I do that? They go, 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 go. So because of Gemini, that air sign is go, 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 and very fast energy. We're going to do the very first thing to start our class off today, and we're going to do a mudra. That's when you use your hands in yoga. It's called a mudra. And we're going to hold our thumb and pinky together, our 3 fingers touching, and they're going to be outstretched on top of your knees. This is called the Booty Mudra. Booty, not booty, booty, almost like Buddha, but booty. Anyway, we're going to do the Booty Mudra. We are going to try to get our Gemini energy under control because Gemini sometimes need help with being calm and calming their nervous system. Their nervous system is one of the things that gets affected with this energy in any air sign. And so we're going to close our eyes for a moment. I hope you can hear the music I have in the background. It's not too loud. We're going to focus on our breath. Breathing in through your nose if you don't have a cold or allergies, and breathing out through your nose. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling. You're going to do that for a moment as you breathe in and breathe out. And many thoughts will come into a Gemini's beautiful mind. And that energy might be coming to you this weekend. And as those thoughts come in, you want to process them as fast as you can and file them. Go back to that thought later, into the recyclable bin, into the trash. Act on it now. So many things to do with those thoughts. I had a weekend like that where I had, oh my gosh, I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. Should I do this now? Let me get to that. Oh, I forgot this. That's what my mind's been like this weekend too. So breathe in and out. And all of those thoughts can be waiting for you at the end of your yoga class. There's a visual I always like to use with the children is to hang all your worries or thoughts on a tree. And each time another one comes, hanging it on the tree, that tree is hanging outside our door. And just leave it there until you leave. And sometimes the wind, the air, will blow those worries away. Take one more moment or two, inhaling, slowing everything down. The beauty of yoga is almost all of yoga is beneficial to your nervous system, and Gemini needs a way to calm their nervous system. So yoga is a beautiful practice for a Gemini or the Gemini energy this month. We're going to breathe in one more time and breathe out. And then we're going to open our eyes and we'll start off sitting doing some yoga, but we are going to get up today. We're also going to do some yoga for our arms and shoulders. If you have an arm or shoulder injury or problem, or you don't have strength in your arm or shoulders, I will try to give you a way to modify it today. I actually meant to bring a chair. Oops, and forgot. My bad. I don't have a chair anywhere near my yoga studio in the house. But let's start off then, my friends. I love to rub both hands together because it helps wake up the left and right side of the brain. Those two little friends I talked about on the shoulders. Let's wake up that creative side. Let's wake up that intellectual side. Yes, air signs are usually very intellectual. They really are some smart, very smart. They have the smarts, the smarties. Okay. And after you've woken up that left and right side of the brain to work together, we're going to do something that I call ear yoga. Yes, you're hearing me right, ear yoga. You don't have to move however you're sitting. You don't have to be sitting like me either. If this isn't comfortable, sit however you're comfortable. We're going to grab hold of our ears. We call this elephant ears in kids yoga, but you can call it yoga ears or ear yoga. And we're going to gently, gently roll the top of our ears down. You see, there are all these beautiful nerve endings throughout your ear that connect to your brain. And even though it's 5 o'clock on a Sunday, or it's 5 o'clock somewhere, used to be that commercial in New York, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Or the one that said, do you know where your child is? Those were always heartbreaking. But we're going to wake up our brains, and we're going to tug on our ears gently. We're going to roll our ears. And if you're unable to do both ears at the same time, it's totally fine to do one ear at a time. For some, you might have a problem with one of your arms or hands, or you just don't have the ability to do the left and right things together at the same time. It is a very challenging thing to do. So even though it looks simple, it's not. But this helps wake up your brain. Hello, brain, wake up. Even though it's a Sunday night, almost, for some of you watching us live from the Northeast. I shouldn't say that because I forget that, like, Josh, I know, who's watching live. He's an hour or two behind us, I think. Maybe 3, but I think an hour or 2 behind us. And so here in the Northeast, I'm in the Eastern Standard Time, and Adam too. It is a little after 5 p.m. And so now that we've woken up our brains for the night, or whenever time it is for you, we're going to go to our shoulders to work on them, because one of the areas of a Gemini's body that is susceptible to injury, not saying that's going to happen, but sometimes even non-Gemini friends will have an injury in their shoulders or their arms. Just for every single zodiac sign, there just happens to be a weaker area in their body. And so for those Gemini friends, it's your shoulders. Hey, I wonder if it has to do with that little friend on one side or the other telling them what to do and who to listen to. I never thought of that till now. It's so funny how those ideas pop in your head, Adam, right? And it's like that came out of nowhere, but maybe that has something to do why the shoulders, maybe we're trying to kick that one off of our shoulders. And so then we're going to do almost like swimming arms. And we're going to do like swimming arms this way, like swimming arms. And again, if you have any shoulder injuries and you're unable to do this, just do a little bit of your hand or your arm moving in that motion. I know some of you might have had some shoulder surgeries. I know that seems to be a very popular surgery to have. I can't think of the name of it at this moment, but I know that it happens. And then to work on our shoulders just a tiny bit more, we're going to clasp our hands behind our back. Hopefully you can reach them okay, but I do know there are some friends that they're so tight that if you have some type of a belt or a strap, you could hold them between your hands to help. I don't need it for this pose, but for a future one coming up, I'll be using it for that. And we're going to bring our hands up as we lean forward, and you're going to lean forward and lean forward and lean forward as you pull those hands up until you can put your head all the way down. But if you can only go down a tiny bit, which I'm guessing that's most of you watching can only go down a tiny bit, not that I'm judging, I'm not judging. Just remember, I do this every day. For 21 years now teaching yoga. And I spent another, I think 8 years taking yoga prior to teaching it and stuff. So I have a lot of years of doing this. Plus, way back when in another lifetime, I was actually a ballet dancer. So I already had that flexibility. That was a step ahead. Boy, I wish that yoga was around for kids in New York when I was a kid and left ballet. But oh well. If I was in India, I probably would have done it. They do it in the schools. All right, so we're going to do something for our arms now, where if you can get a belt or have a belt or some type of ribbon or something to hold on to, a scarf, a tie, you're going to want to use that now, because what we're going to do is called cow-facing arms or pose. You're going to bring one leg over the other. Hopefully you can do that part. Whichever leg is on top, the opposite arm is going to come up. It's going to go back. And this is where I'm going to hand it my belt. The other hand's going to hold on to the belt, and it's going to go behind me, trying to reach my hand behind my head. Now, some yogis that do this can reach their hands, but a lot of people can't. So they're just using the strap. Let me turn so you can see the strap. That would be better, right? And you're just gonna pull the strap to get your hands closer. I think you can see it. And closer. I need a mirror in here next time, Adam, so I can look backwards. I gotta remind myself. Okay, so that's what you're gonna do. And then after we do one side, we're gonna release that belt or that strap, change the leg on top over the other one if you're able to sit this way. I'm gonna grab hold of my strap, almost like I'm patting my back. I'm giving myself some applause or accolades. I'm gonna climb my hand underneath. You need to see it again. Try and switch again for you to see where the hands are trying to come together with the use of the belt. Okay? And you only do it until you feel a tiny bit of resistance on your shoulders. You do not want to injure your shoulders doing this, okay? Please don't do any injuries, and only do yoga under medical advice. Oops, forgot to say that at the beginning of class. We're about 15 minutes in. I'm saying it now, or a little after 15 minutes in. Okay, and those are what we call cow-facing arms, cow-facing pose. But now we're going to work on one, two, or a couple more things for your arms for Geminis. Okay, we're going to stand up though. So if you can't stand up, have a chair you're sitting in that doesn't have arms on the sides of it. You need to have space to do this. I'm going to back up so you can see me. Hopefully you can still see me. Yeah, you can. I'm going to bend my knees a little bit, even though you don't need to be bending your knees. We're going to do arm circles, my friends. Arm circles, yes. Going to do a little bit of arm circles forward and a little bit of arm circles backwards. A little bit of, now, if you had that shoulder surgery I was talking about, only do the arm circles in front of you. Do not do the wide arm circles. Okay, and I think I'm going to actually just fix this to see me a little bit better. Sorry about that. Okay, so that I don't have to bend my knees. There we go. And here's our arm circle this way. And here's our arm circles that way. And then we're going to do them together, like swimming, the butterfly. Oh, I love watching the butterfly. Used to be my favorite stroke in swimming and competition, watching it. And when I used to swim way back when, I still know how to swim, but I rarely will go do the butterfly. It takes a lot of upper body strength to do that. And then this is the hardest one. Remember when we did that ears, elephant ears I call it, or yoga ears? Here's where this comes into play. And when we balance the right side and left side of the brain, we're going to see how we did, because we're going to do one arm forward, one arm backwards, one arm forward, one arm backwards. This makes the left and right side of the brain work together. And then we're going to do it on the other side. One arm forward, one arm backwards. One arm forward, one arm backwards. Whatever you do on the right, you do on the left. Gemini twins, you have to do both sides. It's a great balance for yoga. Very good. Very good. I hope you enjoyed those. Now that has helped us and prepped us for the next thing we're going to do, where we are going to use our arms slightly, and we're going to go into what is called the lizard pose. The lizard pose, I'm going to start us off up here like this, because some of you might only be able to do this where you place your two hands in front. I've got to back up a little so you can see me, sorry, to the side of your front foot. Now that back leg is going to straighten out. So my front leg, you can't see it because I blocked it with my arms. They're all in alignment. Okay, this is the lizard pose. See, nothing is touching the floor but your two hands, half your weight of your body, your foot, front foot, and your back leg is extended. Hello, happy lizards. Are you doing well today? The lizards love the weather down here. It's been hot, but today, this weekend was beautiful. Oh my gosh, it was only in the 70s. I couldn't believe it. We weren't not melting. All right, whatever you do on the left side, you have to do on the right side. So that means that we have to turn the other side and get ready to do lizard on the other side. And here's my lizard on the other side. See, there's my leg hiding behind my arms, which are right lined up with my foot, all three in alignment. Don't want to hurt my shoulders, trying to strengthen them and my arms. And that left foot is behind me. Or it could be your right foot, depending on which side that you're doing. Very nice lizards. Now I'm going to come down. I like to stretch the leg in front of me to just do a little bit of an opposite pose from that. You might have seen me do it on the first round and I didn't say anything. I should have said something, my bad, but I didn't. This next group of poses that we're going to do is called plank poses. Now there are 3 plank poses that we're going to do in this series. If any of them are too difficult for you, you can just try to modify it to the best of your ability, that instead of being on your arms outstretched, you could be on your forearms. So you could be down like this instead of like this. And this is what I mean. Here is plank pose. Yeah, they have to hold these a long time in the military down here. So much fun. They have plank pose contests. Not something I'd want to do. Here's the first way you can modify this. You can put a knee down. And when you feel like you have the strength to do it, straighten that knee. Here's another way to modify it. As I said, you could go onto your forearms and do it. But you don't want your bottom up in the air. You want it down a bit, okay? Okay, so that is front plank. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into reverse plank next. There's actually a smoother way to transition, but because I don't know who's on and what your advanced level is, or medium or beginner, I'm going to do it a little differently than we do in most yoga classes. Why shouldn't I? I teach kids mostly, but I love teaching adults for Adam. Adam's the only friend that I teach adults for online right now. So let's go into reverse plank. This one, probably more challenging than the last one. Very difficult to modify this one other than having your butt down on the ground, or your bottom, or your whatever you'd like to call that area. Okay, we're going to try one more time. You straighten your legs as straight as you can have them. I should have explained that. My bad. Your hands are directly behind you, fingers facing your bottom, pushing up, head back. Okay, so that's your reverse plank. I find reverse plank to be one of the more difficult ones for myself, and it does bother my wrists. So if you want to shake out your wrists a moment, you can shake them out. If you want to rub them for a moment. I know for me, my wrists are sometimes not the strongest. I'm one of those ones that need help opening jars. My husband is always saying I'm in trouble when he's not around or older. I even couldn't open a jar today with one of those jar openers I was trying. Wasn't working. Okay, side plank. This is your side plank. Your legs are as straight as can be, one on top of the other. Your feet are balanced on the ground. Your hand is reaching. Your other hand is down. That is your side plank. Now, there's a beautiful flow, or what we like to call in yoga a vinyasa, to do all 3. I'm going to show you how to do that if you're more advanced. I know some of you are more advanced. I like to go slower for our friends that watch this, so please bear with me. So here's your front plank. you can go right into your side plank, and from there, you can go right into your, whoops, gotta switch my hand, sorry, your reverse plank. Or your reverse plank, you can switch right into your side plank, whoop, and right into your front plank. And that, my friends, is the plank poses. How's your arms feeling now? I should have pre-warned you that Gemini season was going to bring arm yoga. Woo! I'd be like the strongmen contests. Oh, yes. All right, there's one last thing I'm going to show you for your arms. I thought about doing handstands or headstands, and I thought that would push you all too much. Might push you over the edge. So instead, I'm going to do something called the L-shaped pose against the wall. You do need a wall to do this. So hopefully, I think you can all see my wall space on both sides that I have. So I'm going to show you how you go into the L-shaped pose. If you are nervous about doing this at home, I understand. You could try it another time, okay? I have these great poofs that are used in yoga, usually to sit and meditate with, but you can put them in front of you when you're doing something like this in case you are afraid of falling. But we're not going to fall today, because all we're going to do is put our hands down. I have my feet up against the wall right now, so you go down on your hands and knees till your feet are hitting the wall. And then you know that's about a good space to be from the wall. Then I'm going to bring my feet up and try to get my body into an L shape. And this is a prep for your handstands. And I'm not going to hold it long because I don't want to have you just watch me there up on that, especially if you can't do that. No judgment, okay? We're not comparing ourselves to anybody or anything, especially like Adam's been doing yoga longer than I have. I've been doing yoga only for about 30 years. Been doing yoga for about 30 years because I started it when my daughter was about 9 years old, and that's when she got a wonderful nickname from me, her. And I won't share it though because I don't want to upset her. So, but oh yes, I needed to find a way to relax my nervous system. My nervous system needed to relax. And so yoga wound up being a wonderful path for me to go. And it really led me down a beautiful path now where I started a business with kids, and it's just grown, and it's very rewarding. So now that we've done all those things for the shoulders, I also talked to you about the nervous system. One of the things I didn't talk to you about that Gemini season also may bring a weakness to your bodies are actually your lungs. Just making sure I have that right. I don't want to give you the wrong information. Yes, your lungs. Your lungs can be susceptible to things during Gemini season. And isn't that very interesting? Because how many of us are suffering from allergy season right now? Hello, your respiratory system is affected, and respiratory system is part of your lungs. So it is so important to do proper breathing methods to help with Gemini season. And there's other things you can do besides yoga. I'm sure you know about it. The neti pot is a great thing to use. Salt water up the nose, out the nose kind of thing. It's not the most pleasant or comfortable, but it is a great, great way to keep that sinus passages clear. If you need to look up neti pots, I highly recommend them for this time of year and during Gemini season. But we're going to work on one or two things for our lungs before we slow everything down, because those of you that are Geminis, you like to do things very quickly sometimes. Quick. You're the babies of the air signs. Sometimes the babies haven't yet learned how to slow down. Think, but don't overthink kind of deal. I heard this the other day on my astrologer teacher's class she was doing. Fun with Astrology, Debbie, she's great. And that was one of the things she said about Geminis. We have to learn how to think, don't think, overthink, sorry. Think, don't overthink. So great saying. There was one more I want to share with you before we do this for our lungs, and then we'll start to finish out today's class, okay? And that was the best gem I had heard in a very long time. I don't think it came from her, but she used it, so I'll give her credit, Debbie at Fun with Astrology. And it was, old thoughts don't open new doors. This time that we are in right now, old thoughts don't open new doors. I think it is so appropriate for the energy that we are in right now with this new moon upon us. During the new moon is when you manifest. You manifest, and you manifest what you want to focus on that month. You know, astrology is a cycle. Every month we get a new moon. Every month we get a full moon. We get to release. We get to reveal. We get to manifest. So right now with this new moon, it is time for you to manifest. And it's a beautiful new moon for doing that, actually. The energies are really good for manifesting. And so let's put our hands for a moment on our lungs that are really more back here. So, but sometimes with the little kids, I'll do it up here for them just so that they can get an idea. So we're going to just do a simple 3-part breath so you can feel it. One of our problems, because we're so busy, we don't think about breathing properly. Okay? We're rush. So let's inhale to the count of 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Think you can do that again? Let's try again. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to do one more round. I'm not going to prep you though. Let's just all do our own breathing now, that 3-step breath. By the way, you should do it with your nose if you can, otherwise your mouth. One more set. And if you're one of those overachievers, sometimes I find air signs are overachievers. Love it. You can do it to the count of 5. You can do it to the count of 10. My kids will be like, I can do it to the count of 10. I can do 20. I'm like, okay, go for it. Next part of this, my friends, I'm going to give you a choice today. I don't know why. Maybe it's this Gemini energy. Usually we will lay down in what we call Shavasana, yoga sleep, yoga rest. But today I'm feeling more like just doing a meditation sitting up or a rest pose sitting up. Okay, so you choose. If you would like to lay down and rest your body for the next few moments, by all means lay down and rest your body. If you would rather sit up with me today to meditate and remember that wonderful hand mudra I showed you at the beginning of class, the pinky, which represents the planet Mercury. And the planet Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini. Every zodiac sign has a ruling planet. Mercury is Gemini's. So 3 fingers together, thumb and pinky together. The thumb represents your ego. How's your egos doing? I know sometimes when you go to yoga classes and you look around at people and you see this one doing, wow, they're so flexible, and that one, oh, not so flexible, and that one, wow, look at what they're wearing to yoga, well, they're so beautifully dressed, and another one, oh my God, they're like holes in their clothes. That goes on in yoga classes, especially adult classes, not kids ones. I have to tell the kids to close their eyes a lot and not compare yourself to anybody. So that little devil on one shoulder and that little angel on the other, try to listen to your own inner voice. What is your own inner voice telling you to listen to? Try to take those thoughts and use them for good. Because with this new moon, the last thing I want to say about the energy is to do for the collective. This new moon is pushing us into a new time that we need to give back and do our part for the collective. Whatever that might mean for you, it could just be for your own family or friends around you. It could be bigger. It could be for hundreds of people, or like Adam's channel that reaches tens of thousands of people. What are you going to focus on to do this month that is going to make this world a better place? Helping the energy to rise on Mother Earth. We're going to take a moment to just breathe and relax your bodies if you're laying down. Breathe and relax any part of your body that might be sore from all those beautiful arm poses that we did today. We like to call them asanas in yoga. A lot of times I don't use the yoga words. We did poses, asanas. We're doing a hand mudra. The breath, we were doing the 3-part breath, pranayama. Take this last minute thinking about how the Gemini energy is affecting you. Can you feel it? I know Laura earlier on the show was saying that she felt that Gemini energy coming in. I felt this Gemini energy since probably Friday, Saturday. I have not had enough hours in a day to get all the ideas down literally on paper that I'm working on. How has it affected you? And when you're ready to bring your awareness back to your normal breathing, if you want to just hold your hands open instead of in the Buddhi Mudra, you can keep them open on your knees. I love to always have my hands open. I learned a very long time ago, even if you're laying down, to have your palms facing up, open to receive good energy to come your way. And when your palms are down or closed, you're not open to that energy. And to be honest, there are some times you might not be open to that energy. You might want to sit with the energy you have. You might feel overwhelmed. Take this last minute to bring your awareness back to our, I'd say Zoom room, but this isn't Zoom. I forget the portal that Adam uses for this, but YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube. Back to the YouTube room. How's that? YouTube classroom. And when you're ready, we are all going to get ready. I'm going to shut down the music. I'm not sure if it came across and you could even hear it, but we're going to do our final representation in our class of being grateful for this class. Hopefully you got to participate, even if you're doing it on demand at another time, which is beautiful because you could do it over and over if you need to. You could pause, rub your hands, sit up tall, take a deep Gemini breath. Oh, namaste, yoga friends and family and spirit mind family. Have a beautiful holiday weekend to all of your family and friends that served. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. I work with the military children. They are a very blessed, blessed, blessed type of family for those of you that are willing to do that and have done that and lost loved ones. Have a great yoga day.
Thank you so much. Awesome as always. And Doreen really donates her time. It's not a paid gig, doing this on YouTube. So thank you so much for this offering for us. We really appreciate it. And for all you guys that stopped in that are here, if I missed you, Laura, earlier, hi. I think I said hi to everybody else. Oh, yeah, that was good. I was thinking of something and the thought went away. It must be all that Gemini energy. I can't keep my thoughts in my head.
Ran away, off on the tree.
Make some point, and then it went away. I'll think about it when we end. No worries. But anyway, very good. So let's enjoy our Gemini season. Gemini is air, it's breath, right? So a good time to do lots of pranayama. All right. I guess we shall say namaste and thank you again. And
Namaste. Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you, everybody.
thank you.